Josh, I'm calling a maintenance matter with reference number 5012025 MAI 000211. The presiding magistrate is Magistrate Daka, and the maintenance officer is Mr. Kwinda, and Mr. Mutati is our stenographer. Your Worship, the applicant is Nell Marie Bradshaw, and respondent is Jade Bradshaw. Application is for a warrant of execution, and applicant is in person. There was a request made by the applicant that proceeding be virtual. She deposed an affidavit. I will read it for the purpose of record. Today, Your Worship, is the 14th of May 2025. Before, Your Worship, I proceed, Your Worship, I would like that the court explain the rights of the complainant, and then so that we can proceed. Court cases.
Good morning, Mrs. Bradshaw.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay. You do have a right to get an attorney of your choice to assist you in this matter. However, you can also do the matter on your own to conduct your own defense. You can get an attorney that you can pay, or there is legal aid or law clinic that can assist you for free. So what is your preference?
I will speak for myself, ma'am. I can't afford a lawyer, and I've had bad experiences with legal aid.
Okay.
Okay.
We are going to start with the application. Mr. Kwinda, is there something that you would wish to state before I start to swear in the witness for the applicant?
No, the court can allow me to give the affidavit for the record on why the applicant is absent.
Thank you. I will hand over to Mr. Kwinda, and then he will tell me when he's ready for me to continue.
Thank you, ma'am.
The affidavit, Your Worship, is dated the 6th of March 2025. It is the deponent is Nell Marie Bradshaw, a female, ID number 8031 300 65088, and then address is plot 54, farm 419, and Van Staden, George River, East Kabeja, and then code is 6330. Occupation is self-employed, and then cell is 066 273 0073. Alternatively, number is 072 636 4713. And then state under oath on 1st of October 2022, my daughter, father, Mr. Jade Bradshaw, started short paying maintenance by 8,000 in contravention of the interim maintenance order granted on the 28th of June 2022. this carried on for 6 months, April, May 2023. He should pay by 10,000. He only paid 1,000 rent those 2 months, and then from June 2023, completely stopped paying maintenance and has continued to pay no maintenance to date, despite the current court order in place. The total amount of maintenance owed currently as at March 2025 is 310,000 rand. Mr. Bradshaw also removed me from the medical aid plus minus January 2023, contravention of the court order. Therefore, backdated medical aid cost of 1.7 per month is due for 27 months from January 2023 to March 2025, the value of 45,900. I have been reporting complaints and following up at the Human Drop Maintenance Court since October 2022. That's for 3 years, and have still not received a court date or proper fair assistance. While querying with the police officer in December 2024, I was advised that due to my recent change in address, I could have my file transferred to the new law court, Gqeberha, since my jurisdiction area has changed. Therefore, I am now urgently seeking assistance, relief from the Honorable Court in Gqeberha for the maintenance owed, since my financial situation is dire with many debts due to Mr. Bradshaw Blanchard's refusal to pay and contempt of court, while he enjoy a luxurious lifestyle with income streams, as Mr. Shaw multiple and proven in 2 different court cases. I know and understand the contents of this statement, and I have no objection to taking the prescribed oath. Then I consider the prescribed oath to be binding on my conscience. Affidavit, Your Worship, is signed on the 6th of March 2025 by the deponent, and then it was commissioned by the Commissioner of Oath, Your Worship, at the police station. Your Worship, applicant, Your Worship, she is not before court. The matter is proceeding virtual. There was or there is an email from the complainant, where it was sent to various stakeholders, and then it was sent on the 9th. Was sent on the 9th of May 2025 to various individuals who their capacity, Your Worship, or their details is unknown to me, but I do know that it was also CC'd to the Director of Legal Administration and Advocacy in Gqeberha, and then Mr. Andrew Whitboy. And then the contents, Your Worship, of the of the email is, I'll read it for the record. Is good day. Please confirm receipt of this email for the maintenance court magistrate agent attention. Please have the Gqeberha at the Port Elizabeth Court. Please forward this email to the clerk of the maintenance court and any or all relevant parties, since I could not obtain the correct email address, even though I've tried to call 04150254492 numerous times to inquire. Reference number 5012025 MAI 000211. I have an agent maintenance matter on the roll for the 14th of May 2025. Authorization to issue a warrant of execution. Opposing counsel, along with numerous other officials involved, are currently being investigated and face disciplinary hearing from the Legal Practice Council. Legal Practice Council case reference number, lawyer Mr. Hein Spangebeck, 24252025. Magistrate Deirdre Dixon, 30272025. Legal aid lawyer Mr. R. Bola, 33452025. Family advocate Ellen Botha, 377422025. These officials are currently being investigated for unethical and malpractice in relation to my divorce. Case number EHMDRC78/2022D at Mansrop Court. These are also various open police cases with the SAPS, case 96/3/2025, which was transferred to Jeffreys Bay, after which the case number changed to case 56/3/2025, and case 104/12/2024, registered at Gqeberha Park, which was transferred to Mansrop Captain Nico Stada, even though there is an official complaint against him for case interference, after which the case was handed over to SAPS Colonel Mbalo from the SAPS Provincial Inspectorate, King Williamstown, case ref number 41421/498 and 52. For investigation, then she transferred the case to Jeffreys Bay SAPS, and the case number was changed again to 154/12/2024. And now Colonel Mbalo investigation is being perused by the provisional head, after which the province will appoint someone for the next step. A complaint is also being investigated from the SAPS Complaints Response and Investigation Head Office in Pretoria, case ref number SCS 162/12/2024. The reason for the email is that due to severe misconduct and multiple historical and ongoing threats, intimidation, and harassment by this official, my daughter and I have to flee the province for our safety and to get assistance from the LPC and other higher authorities, since Magistrate Dixon escalated the matter and threatened to place my daughter in foster care with her last court order and subsequently in my absence, while knowingly I am currently seeking assistance from higher authorities, and that she and Mr. Spangebeck, among others, are currently being investigated by the LPC. She still amended a court order in my absence, and she has done before removing my contact rights with my own daughter, and yet again insisted to obtain a recommendation for foster care. This after she repeatedly told me she did not have the authority to amend the court order whenever I tried to approach her for assistance, including with regard to the maintenance owed. Due to the serious and fragile nature of this case and all investigation currently in effect, and my minor 6 years old daughter safety being jeopardy, I am not able to attend Port Elizabeth Magistrate Court on the 14th of May 2025 in person, but I would like to make a visual online appearance with the use of video call perhaps. I request advice and assistance in this regard from the maintenance magistrate, please, since I desperately do need the warrant of execution authorized, because I am owed over 300,000 in maintenance areas, and these officials helped to protect Mr. Bradshaw from paying and fulfilling his duties. I mean, also have been protecting him from prosecution and or arrest, leaving me in a mountain of debt and struggling to care for my daughter and I. Therefore, advice and assistance from the court will be greatly appreciated, so the matter can proceed on the 14th of May, even though I am not able to be present in person. An official complaint is also registered with the Human Rights Commission regarding my and my daughter's rights, which has been grossly abused for the last 3 years in this divorce case. Then we await the appropriate reference number and we will send once we receive them. And then kindly advise how to proceed, and then also please confirm receipt of this email. Thank you for assistance. Kind regard, Nell Marie Brenshaw. Your Worship, in light of what I've just read for the purpose of record, there is still uncertainty regarding the whereabouts of the complainant, Miss Nell Marie Bradshaw. If the court pleases, I request to make an inquiry as to her whereabouts, as the court pleases.
Ma'am, just for record purposes, can you please place your full names on record before court?
Nell Marie Bradshaw.
Thank you. Do you have any objection in taking the prescribed oath?
No, ma'am.
Do you consider the oath as binding on your conscience?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you swear that the evidence that you are about to give will be the truth, nothing but the truth? If you say so, you raise your right hand side and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Bradshaw. The maintenance officer has read out on record indicating that there is an email correspondence that you sent explaining the reasons for your absence before court and requesting that this matter be heard virtually.
Yes, ma'am.
And he has also read out to indicate that you flee the province for your safety. Are you comfortable in explaining where exactly you are residing now?
No, ma'am, because that would place my and my daughter's safety in jeopardy, as I explained.
Okay. For how long do you intend residing where you reside? Do you know?
We are waiting for the investigations that are currently in place by the LPC. There's numerous investigations as per the reference numbers given in the email. We have to wait to hear from all those officials, and then I have to respond, and then everyone gets called into disciplinary hearings one by one. So we are waiting for that whole process. So I don't have a timeline for that.
Okay. As read out from the email that we have sent, it seems there are a couple of investigations that are still ongoing.
Yes, ma'am.
You also indicating that there are possible hearings that might be conducted. So does it mean that it might be at least months, years? Do you perhaps might have an estimation? Did you get any progress report as to how long maybe they might take?
Ma'am, every time someone answers from the LPC, they do give a date by which that particular person that the complaint is against has to answer, and then I get a date by which I have to answer, and then after that the matter goes to disciplinary hearings. That part they've not told me how long it will take. So I am not aware. I'm not familiar with those procedures. It's getting explained to me as it happens.
Okay. If I may ask you, your place of residence is not in Gqeberha, as you're indicating that you had to flee for your safety. So now you have a different, you are residing at a different residential place now until such time that all these matters are finalized.
Right. Ma'am, to clarify, our farmhouse, my place of residence for jurisdiction, is Gqeberha. I'm simply seeking assistance at the moment, so this situation is temporary. I've not permanently changed address, so my jurisdiction does not change for the moment for this maintenance matter to proceed. I'm not sure if that is what you're trying to get at. But my residence, my permanent address has not changed. I'm simply seeking assistance, so I'm not currently there. But our farmhouse is still there. All our belongings is there. I would like to come home as long as it is safe for me and my daughter to return.
Okay. Okay. I was just inquiring from the fact that you're saying in the email states that you had to flee the province to stay somewhere else for your safety, and now I wanted to ascertain as to how long you will be residing where you are, obviously for jurisdiction purposes, in order to ensure that I should proceed with a matter where this court would be having jurisdiction. That is what I'm trying to ascertain.
Yes, ma'am. So as I've explained, my address is still the same. My house is there. All my belongings are there. We are just away to inquire and seek assistance from these authorities and get advice. But it is not permanent. It is temporary, just while all of this is going on. And then we return to our home as soon as it is safe and everything has been settled. So that is still my jurisdiction.
So you are there to seek advice, not to stay until all these matters are finalized.
Ma'am, I can only return when it is safe for me and my daughter to return. So until I get proper answers or a court order from the LPC or from you or from any other court that ensures my and my daughter's safety, then I can return. That is not in my hands. I cannot make a court order. I can only ask people for help. And as soon as someone can make sure that my daughter and I's safety will be protected, we can return home.
Okay. Anything from you? Thank you very much.
Okay.
Anything from you, Mr. Gwenda?
I will leave the complaint in your application as the contents of the application also, the purpose of the report.
Okay.
I do. I am in possession, ma'am, of your application for enforcement of the maintenance and order in terms of Section 26 of the Maintenance Act, and then with the reference number as already stated earlier, and then it's written here that to the maintenance officer of the maintenance court, regional court, you must drop, and then Nell Marie Bradshaw, full names of person whose favor the order is to be made or was made, ID number 880310065088. I hereby apply for authorization to issue a warrant of execution. And then 2, the following information is important for the purpose of my application. Mr. Jade Bradshaw is a beneficiary of the Jade Faith Property Trust as per Annexure A 22 and Annexure A 24. All rental income earned by the properties in the trust be distributed to Jade Bradshaw. See attached 827 to 828. 3. The whereabouts of the person against whom the order was made are as follows: reside at working address 1 Acacia Street with Krantz, Jeffreys Bay. 4. In support of my application, I hereby declare under oath on the 28th June 2022, the attached order in terms of the Maintenance Act 1998 was made by the above mentioned divorce decree. B. The attached order was remained unsatisfied and C. An amount of 355,900 is still outstanding. The amount has been calculated as follows. Please see affidavit marked as Annexure B1 to 3. Dated at Gqeberha on the 7th of March 2025, and then deponent signature, and then the Commissioner of Oath, Desiree Andres, commissioned the application on the same date, 7 March 2025. Now, before I proceed to the next affidavit, to your affidavit, which is annexed on this application, was it an error where you wrote on the application that you are, where you wrote that is directed to the maintenance officer of the maintenance court, regional court in Humansdorp? Do you have a copy of the application with you there?
No, sir.
Do you have a copy of the file with you there?
They only gave me one piece of paper, sir. It just says here, in the maintenance court for the district of Port Elizabeth, held at Port Elizabeth Magistrates Court, De Villiers Street, North End, and it's the maintenance reference number, and I'm the applicant and Jade Bradshaw the respondent, and it just says notice in terms of Section 26 of the Maintenance Act of 1989, authorization to issue a warrant of execution. I've got a stamped document here that the lady gave me that assisted me, but I don't have the entire file. She didn't copy everything for me.
Now, it's going to be difficult for me to lead you on an application that you also don't have.
I'm familiar with the... Sorry to interrupt you, sir. I'm familiar with the application. She assisted me with it, and I filled in everything myself and made all the affidavits. I know the application. She just didn't give me a copy. You can carry on, sir.
on the application, it's stated there that it is your application is directed to the maintenance officer of the maintenance court, regional court. You must drop on your application.
That does not sound right. So the original maintenance was granted. The order was made at Humansdorp Court. But now this application for the warrant of execution was brought before the Port Elizabeth Court. I've got the 2 stamped documents right here in front of me.
So that means that reference there, it was erroneously entered to be that the application is directed to the maintenance officer in the regional court in Humansdorp. It is directed to the maintenance officer in Gqeberha Magistrate Court.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the affidavit which you make reference of on your application, where you said it's annexure 822, man, that was the property 822, and annexure 824, and then submit information related to the property and debts of the person against whom the order was made, or his or her employer and income, and then you then state that it's there's annexure A1 to 665, and then there's annexure B1 to B3, there's C, and then a D1 to 42. Now, on your application, the affidavit, which is annexure B, is B1 to B3. And then you state there that you state the reference number, and then your full name, Nelmarie Brenshaw, and then your cell phone number 066 27 373, and then you with ID number 88031 0065088, address plot 54, farm 419, Fastaden, George P.E. Then state under oath, the respondent, Mr. Jade Branshaw, is an adult male who is currently residing at 1 Acacia Street with Crescent, Jeffreys Bay, who is employed by Jade Yoga, his own company, self-employed. The respondent is also a beneficiary of Jade Faith Property Trust. Attorney Arno Claude proved with the Rule 58 application for maintenance that will lift off the income from the trust. The magistrate took the trust income, assets, and resources into consideration when granting the maintenance order. Thus, the maintenance owed can be claimed from the trust, assets, and income. Since during the marriage, trust, income, and asset were used for our daily living expenses. This was proven in court. See attached annexure A, maintenance application, and an order granted. I humbly request the court to proceed against the respondent and the trust assets of the amount of the areas, as I cannot afford it anymore. Then signature of the deponent, and then I here certify that the above statement was, and then the commissioner of oath commissioned your your affidavit, which was Desiree Andres. Now, there is another affidavit, which is Annexure B also, which is written page 1 to 3. And I have already read it for the purpose of record. Now, there is also an Annexure C, where it's written a calculation of maintenance owed. And then there is D1 up until D42, where is your FNB bank statement, account number 6274-6654-260. And then there's Annexure A, where it is the court order in terms of Rule 58(2)A. And there is a Rule 58 application, record of proceeding 28/06/2022, and it's written A1. And there is again the final decree of divorce notice in terms of Rule 58. So I am not understanding where what we should consider on your application to which annexure should we consider on your application, because the file is quite big. Now it will be of benefit for me to know if when I lead you, you inform me as to what extent of the file is your application based on, so that I don't make reference to the entire file which I have. So that is why now it's gonna go back to my initial question. If you had the copy of the application with you, so that I can lead you in your application.
Sir, may I ask, you mentioned a final decree of divorce.
Yes.
So my divorce has not been granted.
Yes, it is your final decree of divorce is not signed, it's unsigned. And then the only order which was signed is your court order in terms of Rule 58(2)A. The challenge that the maintenance officer is having with myself is that I don't know to what page in this file your application is based on. Like, I don't know to which page, to what extent should your application be, because everything is on the file. So it goes back to, if you had a copy with you there, you will then be able to say, no, my application it ends here.
Okay, sir, let me clarify. There is a court order that was granted for maintenance. It is in the application. Mr. Bradshaw is supposed to comply with that court order. That court order has not been changed. It's not been amended. It does not fall away. It is still in effect because I am not divorced yet. So I've calculated the arrears there because he has not been complying with that court order. So the only thing that is relevant is the court order and the fact that he's not complying and I am owed maintenance. So I simply need a warrant of execution authorized to obtain the money he owes me. That's quite clear. I'm not understanding where the confusion is coming in. He's not paying. Yes?
Are you saying for the purpose of your application for a warrant of execution,
yes,
the court should only consider your application, which is page 1 and 2, and then your affidavit dated 7 March 2025, and your second affidavit, which is Annexure B, also dated page number 1 to page number 3, and your annexure, which is return calculation of maintenance owed, and is Annexure C, and your bank statement, which is D1 up until D42, and also your court order in terms of Rule 58(2)(a). Is that the only information that the court should consider on your application?
Sir, everything that is attached was attached for a reason. It is all relevant. The application was done like that because it is all relevant information. It just shows the evidence. So there's a court order. It needs to be obeyed. He's not obeying it. He's in arrears. I need assistance to obtain the arrears, which is why I've applied for a warrant of execution. So I simply attached everything that supports this application, all the evidence that is needed. So I'm not going to say the court has to look at this and not look at this. That seems very silly to me. I don't understand the question. The entire application is relevant. I've applied for a warrant of execution. Please grant the warrant of execution because it's clear from the evidence submitted. Mr. Bradshaw is not complying. He either needs to pay or a warrant of execution needs to be granted so that his assets get seized, so that money can be paid to me that is owed to me, or he must be arrested. That is the way I understand the law. This is a clear-cut situation. I don't understand the questions of what needs to be considered and what do I have in front of me. None of that is relevant, sir. I need a warrant of execution granted. All the evidence is there. Everything in the application is relevant.
Your application is granted when looking at the annexure accompanying your application.
Yes.
So it is not your request for a warrant of execution, which is now an issue with the maintenance officer. The issue is, what should I request the magistrate to consider on the file?
Everything, sir.
So that when I lead you on the evidence that you are satisfied with. I can only lead your application, but I cannot I can't be acting as if now I am your lawyer.
I understand, sir. I'm saying everything is relevant. I'm saying it's all relevant. It was put in there for a reason.
The main challenge that you and I are having, I will tell you now, is that you don't have the copy of the application with you in front of you. And for me to lead you properly, you must be in possession of that, so that you and I, at the end of the day, there won't be any outstanding issue that has not been brought to the attention of the magistrate. Because you and I need to lead your application with what is relevant, and then support all allegations which we are making on what is contained on the file. So it is not an issue that everything on the file is relevant and it is not annexed on your application. So all relevant information on the file must be annexed and form part of what you're applying for. Because we are not applying, we are not applying for us. You are not applying for the magistrate to consider the entire file. You are applying for the magistrate to consider your application for a warrant of execution. But what should be considered on that application? It is not the entire file. It's not everything which is contained on the file, but it's specific annexures on that application.
Sir, can we please continue with the inquiry? I'm comfortable to continue. The lady in the admin office at the maintenance sat and assisted me with the application. She asked me for everything that is relevant. She explained to me all the evidence that the magistrate will need. I compiled the application in her presence with her assistance. I'm aware of everything in that application. I'm comfortable to proceed. I would like us to please proceed.
I am going to request that the matter stand down so that I can make a copy and scan this and then application and forward it to you via your email so that you can have it in your possession when we are proceeding.
Why, sir? I've explained to you that I'm comfortable to proceed. I know everything that is in that application because I submitted it myself. I would like us to carry on, please.
I am making a formal request to the magistrate and then she will make a ruling on that.
Okay, the maintenance officer is requesting the matter to stand down so that you can be provided with a copy. I would want to believe this is for purposes of fairness to the matter, so that he can be able to refer you to each document that he intends to address the court on, and also to lead you on, so that you can be able to give answers as per each document that is before you. Do you have anything to say?
Ma'am, may I please ask, is the respondent Mr. Bradshaw there?
Okay, this is an ex parte application. I believe he was not served with the paper.
No, ma'am.
So I'm not sure if I understand your question now.
Ma'am, can I...
As to whether he is here.
Ma'am, can I clarify for you? This is not an ex parte application. This is an application for a warrant of execution to be authorized. The paper I have in front of me says, on 14 May 2025 at 8:30 and at Court 34/35 New Law Court, De Villiers Street, North End, Port Elizabeth, an application for an order to authorize the issue of a warrant of execution against your property in terms of Section 26 of the Maintenance Act 1989, Act number 99 of 1989, will be heard. Should you fail to appear, the application will be granted and a warrant of execution will be authorized in your absence. This is not an ex parte application, ma'am. This is an application for a warrant of execution. I've submitted the court order of my maintenance, all the evidence that he's not paying. and he's supposed to be there to defend himself. And if he's not there, it says here in this official stamped document that I received from your court that if he is not there, a warrant of execution will simply be granted in his absence. So I do not understand why the matter needs to stand down, why you want evidence in front of me, why I need to be questioned. I want to know if Mr. Bradshaw is there, and if he is not, can I please get my warrant of execution? This is what was explained to me. So I don't understand all these procedures and delays. Is Mr. Bradshaw there?
Okay. I asked you a question first, then you also asked me a question. Do you mind giving me an answer? As I indicated, there's a request before me to have this matter stand down in order for you to get copies of this application, because at the end of the day, any decision that this court might take, at the end of the day, I wouldn't want that there was unfairness in how this matter was conducted. So there is a request, and to give you an answer to your question, there is no respondent before me, and there is no return of service that is before me in respect of the respondent. So he is not before this court, and there is no return of service. However, I am proceeding with this matter, even though there is no return of service. Reason being, as I believe that there was no necessity to notify him to be before court. Hence, I'm proceeding with this matter. If there was a reason for him to be here, this matter would not even be before court without a return of service. Therefore, it will be prejudicial on his part to proceed with the matter in his absence if he were to be before court. So there's no return of service, no notice was served on him. However, the matter is proceeding ex parte. Now, I am again inquiring from you, actually indicating that there is a request by the maintenance officer. Do you have anything to say? Because according to him, he cannot proceed without reference confirmed by you in respect of this. Are you legally represented, ma'am?
No,
because
ma'am.
I can hear someone sitting next to you. You keep on looking, and you keep on seem to be taking advice from someone who's sitting next to you. You did indicate you want to conduct this matter on your own.
Yes,
however, there seems to be someone that you seem to be taking instructions from.
No, ma'am. I am not legally represented. I'm not taking advice from anyone. I am talking for myself. I am
taking advice. Pardon me to say instructions.
I'm not taking instruction or advice from anyone. I'm sitting at a public Wi-Fi. So there are lots of people around me. There's noises. There's a lot going on. My daughter is sitting at another table. I'm keeping an eye on here. My partner is here. I'm in a public area, ma'am, but I'm not taking advice or instructions from anyone. I've said I'm happy to proceed by myself. I simply have an issue with the matter to stand down because of a time delay, because I've explained that this matter is urgent. I've been struggling for 3 years to get maintenance. I've been delayed at Humansdorp Court over and over again, so I'm not interested in matters standing down. I don't know how long that will take. What does that mean? Later today? Tomorrow? I'm not happy or comfortable with the matter standing down. I just want to proceed because, ma'am, I have been struggling to get this maintenance even though it is court ordered. And so I simply want assistance as fast as possible. That is the reason for my obstruction to the stand down.
Okay. I would believe that you are done addressing the court on that point.
Yes, ma'am. I'm asking, please, can we proceed?
Okay. There is an application to stand the matter down by the maintenance officer. The applicant respondent responded to indicated that she doesn't want the matter to stand down, I would then put my ruling before this court to say that I would grant the maintenance officer the time to ensure that he makes the copies for you and send these copies to you so that you can be in possession of the application when the matter proceeds, so that there should be fairness in this matter, and that it could be easy for the court to proceed, as well as the maintenance officer, to proceed smoothly with this matter, with you having all the documents before you, and also to confirm they are sufficient. These are the documents that you submitted, and you know of. There is nothing that is outstanding or that is not brought before this court for purposes of your application. And for that reason, I will have the matter stand down. How much time do you need, Mr. Quinda?
We will assist with the copies, and then we can have them just now. It's 10:56. We can have them just stand down, maybe give them up until 12 o'clock, and then I will then email it to the complainant immediately when I receive the copies.
Okay. Would you then require do you have the complainant's email address?
And when I ask her to provide me, I'm going to send her a text, or I'm going to request her to send me on my WhatsApp. She does have my WhatsApp number. I've called her earlier, that she can send her email on my WhatsApp number, and then I will immediately, when copies are made, I will scan it and then email it to her personal email address.
Okay. I'm not sure. Did you manage to hear the maintenance officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can you please send your email address? Copies will be sent. You will be given time to go through them, to read them, after which we will again resume with the proceedings. At what time, Mr. Quinda?
12.
How much time would you need to peruse them?
12
to read them?
12 is fine, ma'am. I've heard him say 12. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. The matter will then stand down until 12 o'clock.
Thank you, ma'am.